Hi there, I'm Romang. I'm the Managing Director of Delkim, my family business that I started over 40 years ago. 25 years ago, we brought out the new vibration sensing Delkim bite alarm, which is something we're really proud of. 25 years of vibration sensing. I invented the whole thing. It was a case of necessity. Being the mother of invention, I wanted to find a way of indicating bites and movement, and I found a way of doing it with no moving parts. The rest was really history, and I've got my whole family working with me, despite my ancient years of 72 now and counting, and still working and fishing. I always said that I only ever wanted to go fishing. Right at the beginning was a necessity to pay for the costly bait that we bought back in the late 60s, early 70s, that you just couldn't buy from a tackle shop, and it cost us so much money. I was taking the money out of the family budget, which was not a good idea. I first did a set of heron bite indicators for myself, which I converted, and somebody asked me, "Oh, can you do a set for me?" And we used LEDs and things that people had never even heard of back in the early 70s, and that's what started it all going. I thought, when the guy asked me, "Can you do a set for me?" I thought, okay, maybe I can supplement the cost of the bait, which is what I did. Once I'd started the ball rolling and started the name Delkim, which I put together with a fishing buddy of mine called Kim Donaldson, and who sadly died, that's the name of Delkim. It all started then, and we started doing conversions, optonic conversions, and then eventually in 1992, which is 25 years ago, I can still add up, is when we started making the true Delkim bite alarm, which is based on vibration sensing. And that is the thing that really pushed us through the sky, so to speak. Everything started from there. And the success of the business has been overwhelming, more than I could ever have wished for. And I'm so grateful to the public, the anglers in the public who have supported us by buying our products, which everyone's got my name on, and Kim's, and I'm really proud of that, and something which I could never have dreamt about. And I still get a chance to go fishing, because I'm the #1 field tester, and it's got to pass me if it's going to hit production. So and I can still think of innovations, which is the main part, is innovating with something new and fresh that nobody else has done. Our products are different to everybody else's and work on a different system, and basically we try to do things in a different way. Everything is what it says on the label. It does what it says on the label. It's not just for appearance. All the innovations are there to catch more fish and to make angling more easier for us. My love of fishing started a long time ago, when I was about 7 or 8. Used to do a little bit of sea fishing with my dad up on the Essex coast, and it all sort of started then. And the fascination for water and fishing really took off when I was aged 11, and I actually got whooping cough when I went to grammar school, and rather than get bored, because you couldn't go to school for about 6 weeks, Mum and Dad bought me a little fishing rod, and I started coarse fishing, and everything went from there. Catching my first carp was a major hurdle to get over, and when I eventually caught it, I was unbelievable. I was hooked once and for all. But they were only caught accidentally initially, whilst fishing for other species. Eventually I found that fishing with a float rod and one rod out to the side, ledgering for carp, when you'd inevitably missed the bite for the carp, and while you're playing a crucian or something, just wasn't the way forward. So eventually I put 2 rods out, abandoned the float rod, and that was it. I was hooked for carp forever. But having had all the background for different forms of fishing for tench, roach, fishing in the river, I can turn my hand to everything. And today, although carp fishing is my main love, and it helps me to field test everything by getting lots of fish, not big fish, I don't fish for big fish, I like runs waters where I'm happy to be secretive still. But I do fish for all sorts of species, right from roach in the river with my float rod and centre pin, trotting, which is what I was doing yesterday, barbel, chub, and more recently I've taken up sea fishing, which I find really exciting, and fishing from my little boat down in Cornwall, catching pollock on very light tackle with braid and vertical jigging is a really exciting way of fishing, which I absolutely love. So, as I said earlier, I only ever wanted to go fishing, and it doesn't really matter what sort of fishing I do, I just love it. But I keep coming back to carp fishing, and I always will. As for the future, I'm still reasonably fit and healthy, and we are going to go onwards and upwards as a company, and we've always got new ideas and things in the pipeline, things that I can't say right here and now about, but you can rest assured that we have got ideas in the pipeline, and we will go onwards and upwards and hopefully be here long after I've gone. Right, now the 25 plus, people ask us a lot about the 25 plus. Well, the 25 plus is really a celebration of 25 years of our vibration sensing. It's basically a standard plus bite alarm with silver logo, silver labels, silver hard case at a very special price, and it is really just to celebrate an anniversary. 25 years is a long time in angling today and in manufacture, and that basic principle of vibration sensing, which I invented a long time ago, long before 1992. It took us years to develop it and prove it, but we've kept the same basic principle of vibration sensing right the way through, and all the products that we're intending to bring out in the future as well will be based on that. I say all the products, that's probably a sweeping statement, but well, that is what we're famous for, and that is what I'm convinced is the best form of bite indication that you could have, and we have got it really under control, and we're going to move forward with it in the future as well. So the 25 plus is a way of saying thank you to everybody. We've done it at a special price, and we're celebrating 25 years, which I'm really proud of.